My name is Tiffany, and I'm here to tell you about the people who nearly destroyed me and how I made sure they paid for what they did. I used to believe that friendship was about acceptance and support, but my so-called friends taught me otherwise. For years, I let myself be diminished by them because I didn't think I deserved better. Looking back, I can see how wrong I was, but sometimes the hardest lessons come at the greatest cost. I met Vanessa during my sophomore year of college. She was everything I wasn't: confident, outspoken, and seemingly fearless. I was drawn to her immediately, desperate to absorb some of that self-assurance. Through Vanessa, I met Zoe and Rachel, and suddenly I had a friend group for the first time since high school. Back then, I was just grateful to be included, too insecure to notice the red flags. The first time I realized something was wrong was during Zoe's birthday party. I had spent weeks planning a surprise for her, saving up to buy tickets to see her favorite band. When I presented them at dinner, her reaction was lukewarm at best.
Oh, tickets. Thanks, I guess. I was hoping for that designer purse I showed everyone last week.
I thought you'd be excited. You've been talking about wanting to see them live for months.
God Tiff read the room. Nobody wants concert tickets when they could have something they can actually show off. This is why we don't let you plan things. Yeah, maybe next time check with us first before you decide what's a good gift.
I just wanted to get you something thoughtful. I thought...
That's your problem, Tiff. You aren't very good at thinking. Do better next time.
I sat there, humiliated, as they continued to discuss how disappointing my present was. That night, I drove home in tears, but I still showed up the next day when they called. I told myself they were just being honest, that real friends tell you the truth even when it hurts. What I didn't understand then was that cruelty is never the same as honesty. The incidents piled up over the years. There was the time Vanessa accidentally spilled wine on my new dress at her housewarming party.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. But honestly, that color was washing you out anyway. You should thank me for giving you an excuse to change.
Or when Rachel posted unflattering photos of me online after I had specifically asked her not to.
Don't be so sensitive. Everyone looks bad sometimes. Besides, you should be grateful I include you in posts at all. My followers always ask why I hang out with you.
Could you at least take them down? I really hate how I look in them.
God, you're so insecure. This is why guys don't ask you out, you know. Nobody wants someone who's constantly seeking validation.
Then there was my 25th birthday. I had been dropping hints for weeks about wanting to celebrate, mentioning restaurants I loved and shows I wanted to see. The day arrived, and not a single one of them called. When I finally reached out, they were all together at a rooftop bar downtown. Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted to get dinner tonight. It's my birthday.
Oh shit, that's today? Sorry, we're already out with some people from work.
I could join you.
It's kind of a work thing, Tiff. Plus, the place is packed. Maybe we can do something this weekend?
That night, I scrolled through their social media posts, pictures of cocktails and group selfies, no work colleagues in sight. They hadn't forgotten. They simply hadn't cared enough to include me. But even then, I made excuses for them. I told myself that I was overreacting, that I should be grateful they were my friends at all. The final straw came after 10 years of friendship. I had been driving back from Vanessa's lake house, a weekend that had been filled with their usual backhanded compliments and exclusionary inside jokes. It was raining heavily, and I was exhausted from the emotional toll of constantly trying to be good enough for them. My phone rang. It was Vanessa, calling to tell me I had apparently taken her designer sunglasses by mistake. I reached over to answer, taking my eyes off the road for just a second. That's when it happened. My car hydroplaned, spinning across the highway before crashing into the guardrail. The impact was violent, metal crunching as my car flipped and rolled down the embankment. I don't remember much about the immediate aftermath. I know that I was pinned inside, bleeding heavily from a head wound, my leg crushed beneath the dashboard. My phone had landed just within reach, and with trembling fingers, I managed to call Vanessa back. Vanessa, please. I've had an accident. I need help. I'm on Highway 16, just past mile marker 42. Please call 911.
Oh my God, are you serious? Are my sunglasses okay?
I'm trapped. I can't move. Please.
Okay, calm down. We're still like 20 minutes away. Can't you call 911 yourself?
My phone's about to die. Please, Vanessa, I'm scared.
Fine, just hang on. We'll figure something out.
The call disconnected. I waited, drifting in and out of consciousness as rain poured through the shattered windshield. An hour passed, then another. No one came. It wasn't until a passing truck driver spotted the wreckage that help finally arrived. The paramedics told me later that if he hadn't found me when he did, I wouldn't have survived the night. While I was fighting for my life in the ICU, I received a single text from Rachel.
Hey, heard about your accident? That sucks. BTW, did you find Vanessa's sunglasses? She's pretty upset about them.
7 days in the hospital. Major surgery on my leg. A week in recovery. Not one of them visited. Not one of them called to check if I was alive or dead. That's when something inside me changed. As I lay there staring at the ceiling tiles, I realized that I had given a decade of my life to people who wouldn't spare me a single afternoon. The realization didn't make me sad. It made me furious. When I was finally released, I returned to my apartment with a new clarity. I had been a doormat for too long, allowing myself to be used and discarded, but no more. These women had left me to die, and for that, they would each pay their debt. I started with Rachel. She had recently launched a beauty blog and was desperately trying to secure sponsorships. It took just a few emails, sent from various fake accounts, sharing screenshots of her most offensive social media posts, racist jokes, body-shaming comments, and cruel remarks about her followers. Within weeks, her fledgling career was in ruins, her sponsors pulling out one by one.
Tiffany, someone is sabotaging me. All my brand deals are falling through. I've lost everything. You have to help me.
That sounds really difficult, Rachel. Have you tried asking Vanessa or Zoe?
They're not answering my calls. Please, I'm desperate.
That must feel terrible. Being abandoned when you need help the most. I can't imagine what that's like. For Zoe, the approach was different. She had always prided herself on her relationship with her boyfriend, Marcus, a relationship I knew was built on deception. I had evidence of her numerous affairs, photos and messages she had carelessly shared with our group chat over the years. I compiled it all and sent it to Marcus anonymously, 2 weeks before their wedding. The engagement imploded spectacularly. Marcus left her, taking the down payment they had made on their dream house with him. Zoe's carefully constructed future crumbled in a matter of days.
Everything is ruined. Someone sent Marcus all this stuff and now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
That's awful, Zoe. I'm so sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Can I stay with you just until I figure things out? I can't afford my apartment without Marcus.
Oh, I wish I could help. But I'm still recovering from my accident. You know, the one where I nearly died alone on the side of the road? Maybe try a hotel. But Vanessa was special. As the ringleader, she deserved something more significant. She had always been obsessed with her image, her status, her perceived superiority. I wanted her to experience what I had felt in that car, helpless, abandoned, facing death with the knowledge that no one was coming to save her. I spent months planning, learning her routines, her habits. Vanessa drove the same route to her yoga studio every Tuesday evening, taking the winding coastal road that offered scenic views of the cliffs and ocean below. One night, after she had ignored yet another invitation to meet for coffee and reconcile, I made my move. It wasn't difficult to tamper with her brakes. A small leak in the fluid line, nothing that would be immediately noticeable, but would gradually fail as she drove. That Tuesday, I waited near a bend in the road, watching as her car approached. I could see the moment she realized something was wrong, her face contorted in panic as she pumped the brakes to no effect. Her car careened off the road, crashing through the guardrail and rolling down the steep embankment toward the rocks below. I called 911 immediately, anonymously reporting the accident. I didn't stay to make sure help arrived. I walked away, knowing that she was experiencing exactly what I had: fear, pain, and the dawning realization that she was alone. The news reported it the next day. Vanessa had survived the initial crash, but had been critically injured. She had managed to call for help, but with no one checking on her whereabouts, hours passed before emergency services found her. By then, it was too late. Her injuries, compounded by exposure and blood loss, had proven fatal. At her funeral, I stood in the back, watching the sparse crowd of acquaintances and work colleagues. No close friends, no one who truly mourned her. Rachel and Zoe were notably absent, both too consumed with their own problems to pay their respects. In death, as in life, Vanessa was ultimately alone. Some might call what I did revenge. I prefer to think of it as justice. They left me to die, and in return, I showed them exactly what that felt like. Rachel and Zoe will carry the consequences of their actions for years to come. And Vanessa paid the ultimate price for her cruelty. They say true friends are there when you need them most. Mine weren't, so I made sure they understood exactly what that costs. Thanks for watching.